It's Jared Jones from BLE Hoops with my man's Rico.
Yes, sir, and I appreciate you, Jared, for coming through. This is the Wild Out Podcast. Welcome back to another episode of the Wild Out Podcast. I am your gracious and humble and highly favored host, Rico Pickett. I'm sitting here with a special guest, my guy. I've been knowing him for years, bro. He big in the basketball world. My guy, Jared Jones.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here, bro.
Appreciate you.
Thank you for being here. I want to start off back by saying I respect you, bro, and what you do. I know you more of a play the back type person.
Yeah.
But I give flowers when they do.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I wanted to have you on the show. You've been so much of a part of this basketball community in the 256 area behind closed doors.
Yeah.
That people don't know about. Yo, having an eye for talent. We're gonna talk about that. You seeing the potential before it pan out. You putting in the work with these guys. You being in the gym with these guys.
Right.
Helping them get in right decision. And don't get me wrong, I know that it's been times where you probably made a phone call or two for somebody that they maybe didn't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is, but you do it out the strength of who you are.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that, bro. So let's get into it from the first beginning. Tell me a little bit about your upbringing in Dayton, Ohio, man. Because first of all, my people from Cincinnati.
Okay.
Shout out to the Natty,
Yeah,
bro.
so you probably know about Grippos and all that.
Grippo's the best chips in the world. What are you talking about? But people don't know that because you got to be from up north.
You got to be from there.
You got to be from there. But yeah, go ahead, bro. Elaborate on the Dayton, just the upbringing.
Yeah.
Your upbringing, how you came up, and how did you get to Alabama per se?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was like, man, I grew up in Dayton, Ohio.
Right.
Lived there, till I graduated high school, basically. Right. But, man, product of two young parents. My parents had just graduated high school. So when they had me, so they 18, 19. So you know how that goes.
Yeah.
So I was
kids raising kids.
Yeah, exactly. I was lucky. I was lucky to have like my grandparents. I lived with them my whole life.
So okay. I didn't know that.
So it was like my mom. She was probably about 23 when she moved out the house.
Got you.
But you know how it is. It was like you that young. It was like you haven't graduated school or nothing. Like,
so are you only child?
I'm my mother's only child. And my dad have two younger sisters. We're 7 and 10 years apart. So I was the only one.
You was the baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like, you know how moms moved out. It was like neighborhood was a little sketchy. Grandma was like, nah, that nigga ain't moving. He's staying with me. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
So like, I felt like that was major, just having like that stability.
Yeah.
Compared like if I was living with my mom or my dad, like my mom working 2 jobs, that's when you start doing the bullshit, having the chicks over, or whatever. It was like, you know what that can lead
outside
to.
in the streets.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Since then, it was just them. And I had living with my grandparents. We were like in the city, but like right outside, it was called Jefferson Township. Okay. So they had like their own school district, and my grandmother, she worked for the school district. So it was just like, from day one, it was just people always looking out for me like, hey,
from day one,
I can go tell your grandma you can't be tripping in school. Right? So it was just like that helped me a ton. Then just like having just friends, it was like even she kept them on the line. So just having good friends at the same time, because that can help you. Because if not, it was like, man, then we had the Y. It was 5 minutes away, probably between 3rd and 8th grade. I went to the Y every single day.
Literally.
Just to go hoop. It was just like, even if I didn't even get on the court, I was watching the old heads.
I'm here.
It was just like, so that was cool to me. I would see dudes who grew up with my dad in there. It's like, they always look out. Then next thing you know, like, Jerry, you want to hoop?
Right.
Get your little ass on the court.
You're right.
So dealing with that. So it was a tight-knit community. So that was good. Then, my grandmother took me out of public school in 6th grade, started going to Catholic school.
Got you.
So that was like a learning adjustment in itself, going from public to Catholic, but it helped me in the long run.
But I heard that's kind of big up top though.
Like, yeah, definitely. Because my height, definitely. Pause.
Yeah, that was crazy. yeah, that was crazy.
Like my high school was in the Greater Catholic League.
Got you.
And that was probably, I think, for about a 10 to 15 year stretch, it was rated like outside of like Chicago Public League, like the hardest league in the Midwest.
To win.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
So
is it the same Vincent St. Mary League?
No,
or
like ours was in, I don't even know if they're in the league. Ours was like Southwest Ohio. Just Dayton and Cincinnati, like you got St. Xavier, Moeller.
St. Xavier, type of schools. I know about them.
But like Purcell Marion, and I think she probably between 9th and 11th grade, every school in the league had at least one high major player.
Got you.
So it was every single
night. It was big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was big time. So what was the name of your high school?
Chaminade Julienne.
Got you.
So the school that beat LeBron his junior year, Roger Bacon.
Yep.
They were in the same league as us. And we split that season. We split that season, then lost to them in the tournament.
And then they
go to the Final Four.
Yep. Wow.
Yeah. So they were good. They had like 8 D1 players.
Yeah, I seen.
Yeah, they were loaded. So it was just like, I was just a typical night. So every single night it was like that there.
Yeah, we got to play somebody every night.
And like a lot of those schools, they were all boys schools. So they would have, out of 10 guys in a rotation, probably 7 or 8 may have been off the football team. So it was just physical as hell.
Oh my God. Football players is
I think Cincinnati Elder was one of the squads. I think they beat Tebow when he was in high school.
Oh, Tebow?
Yeah, they played against Tebow on the ESPN now.
Oh, okay, got you. Came down to Fulham and played. Okay, got you. Yeah. Because Ohio big in sports, period.
Right.
I'm going to tell you somebody that was my age in Dayton, Chris Wright.
Oh, flying.
Oh, my God.
I think he's building a gym in Dayton right now.
Is he?
If I'm not mistaken, yeah.
Bro, he was Dominique Wilkins 2.0.
Did you ever see Daquan Cook?
Yes.
He was the year before.
Yes. Daquan Cook in high school before he got to O State.
Oh, my God. Like, I remember, because he's 2 years younger than me.
Right.
So he's a 06 class.
Yep.
And I think they were talking about him when he was going into 8th grade.
Got you. He was already like that.
Like, he's the one. Because he was 6'4" in 7th grade.
Right.
Like, this dude, he jumping outside the block. I'm like, and the Y we hooped at,
yeah,
it was the West Dayton Y. Like, at some point, they had changed the floor. So, like, the rims were about 10 3/4. He's just boom.
Yeah. Damn. Going in the 8th grade. How did he get the Indy Speeds Heat? How did that happen?
I think because he played.
Was they Adidas? No.
They were Reebok.
They was Reebok.
Yeah,
they was.
That's when that whole. It was like Adidas / that whole transition was going
from
on.
Adidas to Reebok. Yeah. Facts. Shout out to Sonny.
But I think he played with the Dayton Airmen.
Yeah.
And I think they were probably just always crossing paths, and they was like, I think, and Mike Conley's dad was the coach for Speece at the time.
He was.
And he probably just seen somebody like, hey, man, we got Greg, we got Mike. Come on and run. I think they had Eric Gordon.
Eric Gordon came, he was coming off the bench behind Daquan, respectfully.
Yeah, Josh McRoberts.
Went to Duke.
Josh McRoberts was so good, they retired his AAU number.
For real?
His jersey is hanging up at the Speece Fieldhouse right now.
I didn't know that, bro.
He
That's
the only
crazy.
One. As far as I know, yeah, he was like that.
Josh McRoberts was like that. Greg Oden, Mike Conley.
Yeah.
I seen all of it. Okay, so tell us, we know a little bit about your background growing up in Dayton, of course. Let's get to high school as far as you already a little bit touched on it, but how did you get from your high school to A&M?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure you said Alabama. Alabama A&M here in Huntsville.
My bad. Alabama A&M.
But yeah, like I have an aunt down here. Well, she actually recently passed, my Aunt Lean. But she owned
R.I.P. to her.
Yeah, she owned the Lexus dealership in Huntsville.
Okay.
Yeah, so I had been coming down to Huntsville since I was she probably moved here about 95.
Okay.
So we would come and visit her.
Right.
So I had like some familiarity with the city and the area, and I went on a college tour, and I was all right. I was visiting like all the different HBCUs, and I was like, all right, Southern is just, there's too many women down there. I'm gonna get caught
I can't
up.
do it. Yeah, I can't do it.
Atlanta, Morehouse, I'm being some shit. I was like, I can't do that.
I can't do it. It was a business decision.
Yeah, I was like, so I got some family here. Like the city ain't too busy, and coming from Dayton, it was just I wasn't trying to be in no hood shit or nothing. I just want to chill and go to school.
I understand.
Be good with that. But yeah, it was like, came down to A&M, I liked it. I was like, shit. They gave me some money to come down here. I was just like, so had school covered a little bit. So I was like, man. Yeah. And it was just like, and just to piggyback from earlier, like living with my grandparents, it was like they didn't know nothing about
the sports
basketball
side.
and all that. Yeah. Like I was ignorant to it too.
Right.
So it was just like, man, school may hit me up. They like, well.
So you didn't have no OG to be like, Jerry, this is what.
It was like,
okay.
Then like the ones we would have, like that's kind of why I got into working with kids.
Yeah.
It would be like those dudes who would come. Like we had like one dude went to our school, Darnell Hoskins. He was probably about 15 years older than us.
Okay.
So he came out like 90, 91, something like that. But he went to Wisconsin.
Oh,
played at then he transferred to Dayton. I think he played overseas a little bit.
Yeah.
But he was always that type, like, come back, we having camp, like, ain't none of y'all gonna make it type stuff.
Oh, he was
like,
one of
those.
He
was like one of them type of dudes.
Oh,
so it was just like he trying to just kill your dreams.
Right. Kind of sound like because he ain't make it.
Yeah,
that's what it kind of sound like.
Practice, talking to you crazy. So it was like, unless like they were really pushing you, like you wouldn't know what was going on. Then it was just like, it wasn't like I had like a cousin or anything
to be like this
that.
How the shit
like,
go.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
So it was just like, shoot, I mean, I probably try to go to A&M and walk on or something. I wanted to hoop, but it was just like.
So how did it happen? What happened when you got to A&M? Like, what was?
When I got to A&M, it was just like, man, we ain't got no spots for you. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm cool with going to school.
Cool.
Like, I felt like I didn't need basketball. I just loved it. It was just a part of my life. But it was like, if I'm not playing, I can go to school. I can still go and hoop. I don't have to be on the team.
Be on the team, right.
Yeah, so I was just like, man, I'm just go to school, graduate, met some good friends. I was like,
so the love overcame all of it.
Yeah. I was like, then I was like, shoot, did my school thing, graduated in 4 years. Should start working, found me a decent job. They paid for grad school. So I was just like, all right. Had me a little bit of money. I was like, man, I want to get back into basketball. But it was just like, how do you even do it?
Tap back in.
It was like, it was even.
And at the time,
it was just like, how do you even start something like this?
Right.
It was like, so then I was like, man, I started just writing down like my business plan. Like, man, I want to get it back into basketball. I wanted to start with doing the AAU team. But I was like, man, I don't really know enough kids to even put that together or have because I know how much it costs. You gotta have like 40 to 50 bands just to really run it like the way you want to. Yeah,
that's a fact.
Because you gotta think, if you want to get your guys, you want to get those West Coast schools to sing, you gotta hit Vegas, you gotta hit Cali. You got flying 12, 15 people out every single time. So that
feeding them, putting them up.
That adds up. Then the better players, it was just like
even more.
Yeah, they families might not have all
them be the families who don't have.
Yeah, so
the best players.
Yeah, so it was like you got to deal with that. So it was like, man, I was like, I'm better off. I was a gym rat naturally, so I don't mind working guys out.
Right.
So, man, I got on ESPN. This one they would have like the rankings for the states. I went to Alabama. I think it was. I think Brandon was on there. What's my man's name? Went to Bama too.
Brandon who?
Roberts.
Oh yeah, my man.
Brandon
shout out to B. Roberts.
There. Teak was on there. Teak ain't hit me back.
Shout out to Teak. Shout out to Teak.
Like I would find, and then I think Riley Norris. He went to Bama.
I remember him.
Yeah, he was nice. And I would just I would find the guy. I was just being just real due diligence. I would go on Facebook and Twitter, find him. Like, hey man, like anybody working you out? Because this is before like dudes wasn't training like that as far as like as a profession.
Yeah,
like, so
they wasn't.
They didn't. It was just something new to them too. So Brandon was like the first one to really hit me back. So we started locking in, and we working. And he told me he was transferring to West Morgan. So
best decision you ever made, boy.
So we were just kind of just catering the workout to him being like, you gonna be like a Trae Young out there when you play. So it was just like only time you pass is when you get doubled. Like that's what we worried about. Right
Facts, and that's how it ended up being.
So it was just like we were just training him just to be the best first team all state, everything, lead scorer, with all that stuff. Cause then it was like even if you got a smaller school, if you got the numbers. It was like there's no denying that.
Facts.
It was just like then he had big games against Josh Langford. I think he had 45 against Josh. They were going I think 45 and 40, something like that.
Did he win Mr. Basketball for their class? If he did, he got snubbed.
I don't think he did.
Unless Josh is in his class.
I think Josh was.
Oh, he Mickey D's. He Mickey D's. That's different.
I think he might have been a freshman when Brandon was a senior.
Yeah, that's Mickey D's. But still, though.
He had it.
Still, though. Shout out to B. Roberts. Boy, you was a beast. So that's kind of my next question, transitioning to tell us about how to be elite.
Yeah.
Shout out to your whole program, bro, because it's deeper than just AAU. It's deeper than that.
Yeah.
Shout out to your whole program, Be Elite. How did you is that like that was the beginning of it, like or
this training? Yeah, that was. I started out training with Brandon. Then we were just once I started locking in with him, had a few more kids working out. Lamonte Turner was one.
Lamonte Turner, Tennessee.
he came through. I think the normal guy he was working out with might have been out of town or something, but he had to get ready for Elite 100 camp.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, man, come on.
Right. Let's work.
So I think he saw the workout with Brent. That led to him hitting
him. Right.
That's why I was always big on just like whatever I'm doing, just let's document it. Let's get the footage out there. Let's put it out there. This is when IG had like 10, 15-second clips. That's all you could post. That's all you could post.
But you was early on it, though.
Yeah.
You was early on it, because around here, bro, you was one of the first people I seen who documenting what we doing. But as you were saying,
the next thing you know, it was just like, man, maybe then who was I working out with from Austin? It might have been Javen.
Was it Javen at the time? Shout out to Javen Johnson.
Yeah, Javen was about 14. Yeah, so he started locking in, then next thing you know, it was like all the Austin kids was coming to the camps, and that's that year they really went crazy, and I think they started at like 19 or 20-0, something like that.
Yeah, that 2016 team, 2017. I say to this day one of the best Austin teams ever.
Like that entire squad would come to my camps.
Right.
So I loved them. So that was cool. So it was just like, so I always had a love for the kids out here, because they would make the drive out there and wouldn't be tripping.
We coming to work.
Yeah. It was like, man, or I come out here or whatever. Even like the Austin girls, like Tyra, Lauren, Alicia.
Shout out to Tyra J, Alicia.
Like their whole starting five was working
Aaliyah.
Yeah, they was nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like, but Be Elite originally started, like that wasn't even a name.
So what was it?
It was Alabama Elite Hoops.
Oh, it was.
So I was doing that, and it was just, I would get kids just hitting me up. It was like, do you only work with players from Alabama? I'm like,
right.
I'm like, no. It was just like.
So these are the state kids?
Yeah. I was like, man, I've had kids from, as far as like the camps I would have in the summer, I have kids coming from Texas, D.C., Ohio, of course, Cali, all over, Atlanta, Mississippi. It was just like, so it was kind of, I'm like, damn, this is really catching on more than I thought it would. Yeah. And it was like, I'm like, man, camp's selling out like 80, 85 kids. I'm like, that's a lot for something that's just organically grown. Like I wasn't running no ads, none of that.
Now you
was just like, I ain't had no rich parents giving me no money just to do something. It was all me. It was like,
but even to that, speak on that, as far as when you got kids coming from Texas and let's say California or Georgia, dealing with that, meaning like people don't understand the background, bro. Behind the scenes, when the cameras ain't on and all that, you have to deal and accommodate these people that's coming to your camp.
Definitely, yeah.
So how difficult, my question is, how difficult was that? Like, or was it just a smooth sailing?
It was kind of, because I've been to camps or traveled to.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, if it's gonna be open to kids from all over, it was like you gotta talk to some hotels, like let's get the block of rooms or whatever. But a lot of them, they be like, yeah, we'll just because the camps will be 1 or 2 days max. I was like, if you can get here, you can get to the camp. I ain't covering no flights or nothing. It ain't Nike or Adidas, but
the camp cool. I got you on the camp. You get here, like, I got you on the camp.
Because they've seen it. It was like a kid will come to the camp, and if you had some highlights and I posted it, coaches was hitting you up, or other outlets was going to repost it, stuff like that. And that was like my main thing. It was just giving them something that they could value, because it was like every kid isn't a top 100 kid, but it's like, it's how many schools out there? It's 300 something D1 schools. You're not even counting D2, NAIA, JUCO.
Yeah, you're right.
It's an outlet. If you can play, somebody can find. You just got to put in the work. It was like a lot of people don't want to even go through that grind of like hitting coaches up. It was like, all right, if you look at this, you don't even know who's on the roster at the schools you like. It was like, or
that's the thing. And I'm glad you said it too. And thinking on what you're saying, that's a lost art, Jared. It's like when you decide in school. You need to be looking at, and young players pay attention to this. It's coming from two real big basketball heads. You need to decide, you need to do your due diligence, do your information. Who's there? Who's leaving? Who's staying? Who's coming in?
Who are they offered?
Like,
are they even recruiting you? Do they know you?
That's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta, it's so much to it. It's just like, bro, it's not like I just want to go to Alabama. Like, it's more to it than that. And that's why I said I can talk to you about it, because I know you know. That was one of my biggest things about as far as going to UConn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, who's coming, who's leaving, who they're recruiting, who is that. And then when I start hearing different things, it was like, he a hometown favorite. I don't know if I really want to go that route because it's gonna make your shit pause even harder. It's like, okay, that's like somebody from Connecticut coming to Alabama and I'm there. You ain't about to play, bro.
Right.
You ain't about to play. I mean, you cool. It look good for the team, but you're not about to play.
Yeah.
So I'm just glad you touched on this. So when did it really start taking off for B Elite? Like when did it? Like what year would you say? Because you started it when?
Started everything 2011.
2011.
Yeah.
When would you say it really started to be like a staple? Because it's a staple, bro.
Yeah.
It's a staple in our community. Yeah. It is a staple. So
it was probably like 2014, 2015.
Yeah.
So it was just...
It took you 3 or 4 years naturally.
It was just nonstop, just on the grind as far as like the training. I was like, man. Then it was just like really working with good players and just kind of seeing what made them tick. Because that was a good thing about working out with G and Trap. It was just like...
Shout out to them, the bros.
I gotta understand what's going on in your mind every time you get in the gym, or like what's your goals and all that. So it was like just getting in there with pros and guys who want to play at a high level. Because everybody don't want to do that. Some kids just want to be good enough just to be on the team, or just good enough to start, or whatever. And a lot of guys don't really want to put in the work to be a pro, or they don't even understand what it takes to be a pro because they haven't seen it, they haven't been around it. And that's like the one good thing. Like any guys I trained with, I try and like Levi, Trevor. It was just like, man, you try and get kid, hey, just come watch them work. It was just like, or Jonathan Wallace was a prime example. That was
Georgetown.
That was probably like the first. That's when I was like, okay, I can say I'm stamped as far as training, because I never met Jonathan, and Jonathan don't fuck with nobody from Huntsville
at all, bro.
So I think his agent at the time, we had crossed paths some, so he knew me. And I guess he was like, man, Jonathan needs somebody to work out with. I'm like, yeah, tell him to come through. So, that first session, kind of filling them out.
Facts, you got to.
Then, once you got him, it was like, man, hey, when we getting back in. Usually that's the go-to question.
That's the go-to question,
we good. So whenever Jonathan was playing, as soon as he got off the plane, we were locked in. So that was like one of the first pros. I was like, man, I see how he moving. Like, he had me living a pro life. So he taking me out. We hitting the gym in the morning. I'm like, bro, I never did
this. Yeah, that's true.
I'm just working out.
That's true. He was the first guard that I played against outside of Tank Beavers that played at Athens. RIP to Tank. That showed me I got work to do. When I played against him my 9th grade year, and Gerard was guarding him, and no disrespect to Gerard, but he made Gerard look like, you ain't got no business being out here with me.
Yeah, it's different.
It's different. And then at the time, I'm not understanding that he's headed to Georgetown. Granted, he one of the smartest dudes you would ever meet and talk to. This. Right. But it's just like the skill-wise. Like, he was so disciplined, and like, it's not fancy. It's not, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to get the job done.
Yeah, because just talking to him, like, his dad was like really, really strict. I think he told me like they didn't have cable purposely just so he wouldn't be distracted. So this dude, he would go in.
Wasn't he on the farm or something?
Yeah, he's like a real cowboy.
Okay, like, yeah, a real life cowboy.
Like, you got coming. I'm good on that.
Yeah.
I'm not checking out no farm.
That's a fact.
But like his dad, like he didn't want him having cable, so I think he would record like big Monday games, like Big East and all that stuff. He would record them on a tape and go watch them. So
and they recruiting them.
Yeah.
So that's crazy.
Yeah, so that's what he was on. But I think originally he was supposed to go to Princeton, because that's where John Thompson's son was at. Then he got the job.
That's how that happened.
Brought him on. He started from day one. It was like so.
Talk to us a little bit about the pluses, and now we get into you coaching.
Yeah.
Give us some pluses and minuses about. Let's start off with the pluses about coaching AAU, because we know some of the negatives is dealing with some of these parents who
definitely
naive and turning a blind eye to the fact that little Johnny just ain't got it, or he just don't want to put the work in. So touch on a little bit about, not the parents, just touch on a little bit about coaching AAU when you started it out, like some of the pluses and minuses.
Yeah, I probably only did an AAU team for like 2 years. That was like 2016, 2017.
Right.
Like the pluses is just getting out there and just meeting new kids and seeing different players. I think the very first game we had was in Nashville, and we matched up with Darius Bazley.
Oh, yeah.
I think he went first round.
Facts.
But yeah,
Facts.
he dunked on us first play of the game.
It was
like,
serious.
So it was like, you see what I'm talking about? Like, guy playing, it was like, these guys can go, because some dudes just be from areas where they just don't know.
They don't know. This ain't Coleman or Falkful, no disrespect. But,
and luckily, like, I was, because my thing was, like, I just felt like the talent pool wasn't big enough in, like, Huntsville and Decatur for me to do what I really wanted to do. So I was just like, you got so many different teams going after the same guys.
The same guys.
So I was like, man, I put the tryout out there, information. I mean, I had kids from Florida coming up here to play. So I remember that. I had like kids from Florida. I might have had like one or two Huntsville kids, and everything went smooth because we would run it like it was just a tournament weekend.
Right.
So like every weekend, like even we were just practicing, we would do just like 2-a-days on Saturdays and Sundays, just like it was games. Like, like you're doing it like that.
Okay.
So those guys were really just seeing the guys get better,
and
put in the work. Like that was my favorite part about AAU, and just seeing other talented players and just networking with coaches.
Yeah.
That was probably the best part. You do that. Now you got like some infrastructure, so when you have some camps, it was like, hey, coach, I got so and so. I know you told me y'all were losing this guard. You may want to check him out.
Right.
The mold of what you're looking for.
Right.
Then after you make the introduction, it's up to the player to go out there and show them you can play.
That's a fact.
Just like I can't make a coach recruit you.
I
have to be good enough.
But you was the bridge though.
Yeah.
You was the bridge.
Somebody to bridge that gap, because it's like when you think about it, it's like there's so many guys 6'4" and under that can play. That can really, really play.
They can really play. That hadn't been transferred to a big man at 6'4", 6'5".
And then sometimes it was like a coach may not see you, or you may not have been playing in the right places.
Right.
So it was like, so that can hinder guys.
That's a fact.
Because you get kids who can really hoop, but you're playing on the wrong AAU team. It was like, y'all not going nowhere. Like, I don't even see any highlights on you. Right. You got to put yourself out there.
You got to.
Because, like, with so many AAU teams, you don't have, like, you still got them in a sense, but it was like the Coach Wiggs and Mark Kamara's. It was like, now they could make a call and have everybody lined up for you. It was
anybody.
Yeah, anybody. Because the coaches knew he's going to have more players. So I got to mess with him.
Yep, I got to. And he just sent me players already.
Yeah, I got to play ball. So
let me ask you this. With you being on it, how important is it for you to be honest and open with the coaches? Meaning, like, because I say this all the time with me dealing with coaching too, I can't lie for Lil Johnny because what happens after Lil Johnny come to your school and he's not who I told you he was. So that's going to hinder the next players that's coming up behind Lil Johnny. So
that's extremely important because it's like, I kind of, like, I sell the players, but I kind of undersell them in a sense. So it's like, if you 6'6" or something like that, I might say he's 6'4".
Yep.
So then when they see him, like, damn, he bigger than I thought.
Right.
Because I know you can play. Like, that's not an issue.
Yeah, that
is like. True. But then you get there, okay, he's more athletic than I thought he was going to be. But if you up here telling him like, oh yeah, he's high major, going to start from day one. Now it's like they go look at you like.
Because they're coming in with that mindset. When you come in, they like, all right, he's supposed to be that. And then when he's not. That's all. I was just asking about that part. But give me some of the downfalls of, not yours personally, just like of coaching AAU. Because it get grimy, bro. Like, we know, like, it, but like, okay, like, some I was dealing with. Yeah, you have the set team who players pay their fee to pay. To play, right? But then you might have this outside kid that joined the team halfway through the season, but he's him.
Yeah.
So what do I do? Do I not play him because this parent gonna feel some type of way? Or like, how did you? Because I'm sure that happened to you too. So what? Like, how did you handle?
Like with those type of situations, is like you can't let the money like control your program. So it's like, say the team fee $500.
Right.
And he tripping about playing time. Here's a $500 back.
You can have it. Yeah, take it back. Go ahead.
Just wipe my hands clean. There's going to be an issue, I see, because you don't know you don't understand what's going on.
How this goes. Yeah.
I think I had broke it down. It might have been like a year or two ago. Like, I was being funny, but I was being serious at the same time.
Yeah.
look, if you guys want to pay to play, if you got the money for it, get you 5 guys who can pay that coach $5,000, and you can play every single second.
Facts.
Just like, and we can leave it at that.
And we can keep it at that. Yeah,
if you want to pay to play, because that money isn't no money. It was just
Facts.
like, that's just to cover your gym fees.
Yep.
Cover some hotel rooms.
Yep. Your uniform.
Yeah.
Bag.
Yeah, they trip about that little stuff.
They do though, don't they?
And I would come out of pocket, like, because I had a nice Nike plug.
Right.
He would look out. He was like, hey, man, I'll get you whatever. Just spend like $2,500. You can get whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
I'm like, okay, cool. We can do that. So yeah, we had Nike uniforms and all that stuff.
Out the gate.
So that wasn't no issue. But it's like they'll find the issue when things ain't going their way.
Yep.
So that's like one of the main things with parents. It was just like if everything's not, because they have tunnel vision, they're not really worried about, okay, that coach is worried about 10 kids and not just your one. Like that's what you have to think about.
If not more than that.
Yeah, and your kid might not be like that for him to even be worried about you. Because if you leave, that might be, oh man, I can get the kid I really wanted.
That's boy, you said something. Because he killing rec league. They think him coming in on his AU shit. It's not the same, bro. It's levels.
One thing that you run into is, he's been playing for so long. I'm like that. Just because you've been playing since you've been 5 don't mean nothing.
No, it don't.
You could have been at the rec and they just making everybody stay in the 2-3 zone. I don't know what he been doing the whole time. So it was just
who has he played?
Exactly. Who have you played against? Who's coached you? Like what have your parents done sports wise? That's important. Because if they don't understand what's going on, it can be an issue. I was just like, I don't know why they doing this and that.
Yep.
You wouldn't know because you never played.
Because you never played.
Coached. You never been around it. So
that's like me coming to a construction site and I never did construction day in my life, and I'm trying to tell them what to do.
It don't make no sense.
You right. You exactly right, bro.
Other downfalls, it was just taking time away from your family. That's probably one of the main things with AAU. Because like, shoot, from March to August, every single weekend maybe occupied. So
even with practice, or not just us playing, just doing it.
4 to 5 nights out the week, you may not be around your family. And that can be a burden. That can cause stress between you and your kids, whatever. Yeah. So that's folks don't care.
Not at all.
Don't care at all. Like what you got going on.
They don't. And you doing this for free.
Yeah, exactly. Prime example, like because like I coached in 2016. Then 2017 I didn't coach. I just had a few teams I was running from like a director's perspective. But it was like my granddad got really sick. He was dealing with cancer. So I'm going back and forth to Ohio. Usually like, I'm in the gym all the time, so you'll see me.
Right.
So it was like now all of a sudden people not seeing me, but they're still like they know what's going on, but nobody said like, oh man, like how's your granddad doing?
None of that.
Nothing.
Yeah.
But you take the time to ask me about some playing time when I'm not even the coach. So what? It's like you just want me to go over somebody's head to get your kid to play, and it was like, I'm not even there right now.
And me and the coach, we already got to understand, and I trust them.
Exactly.
Facts. You right.
So then it can be just a financial burden on you too, because everybody don't have sponsors. So it was like, man, you get rental cars, vans, or whatever.
You coming out the pocket.
Yeah, like each trip can be $3,000 to $5,000 depending on where you're going. So that I was like, I ain't got time to do this. So
I'm straight.
I'd rather. And then like with it. Like, I don't know who started this, but it was just like the trainers are coaching AAU when kids feel like they have to train with you to play on the AAU team and vice versa. Yeah, I'm like, so it kind of messed up my training business in a sense because people was like, I'm not on this AAU team. Will you even work out with me? I'm like, bro, I don't care. I just come and train.
Yeah.
It was just like,
it's all work.
This is the spring and the summertime. It's like, we still got to work no matter what.
You still got to work.
I don't care who you playing with. It was like, because you're not with them every single day. It was like, so. And just kids just gotta really know about the proper work you gotta put in. So it was just like, you can't think you're gonna be an okay high school player, then go to AAU and just take off. It doesn't work that way. It's very rare.
And that's where they get it misconstrued, bro. Because it's like we talking. That's all about work. What are you doing when you in the gym?
Yeah.
Not I'm just in here getting up shots. What are you doing, bro? Right. Work on your weaknesses. Work on even your strengths.
Yeah.
To continue to, you know what I'm saying, to do that. But like you said, it's not the same because school ball and AAU is two different things. School ball is more structured, more system. AAU is more up and down. Yeah. It's more of showing you my talent, my athletic skill, my, you know what I'm saying? Of course, you playing against top, I ain't gonna just say top players, but top talent.
Right.
So it's just like, it's different. But even with saying it, and I'm glad you brought that up too, your eye for talent. Mm-hmm. Like when we started the pod off, you know what I'm saying, giving you your flowers, like, bro, I've seen you in the lab, in the gym with some of these players that now are pros.
Yeah.
So just you seeing that, you having the eye for talent, where do you think that came? Do you think that came from just the basketball world you came from the beginning?
Yeah.
And you knowing like who's really like the hymns and who's really okay, yeah. Elaborate on that.
It was just being around basketball. Like I will go to any gym and I'll sit and watch. Mm-hmm. So I'll soak that up. Then just watching guys, seeing it, I'll have okay, now I got a barometer. Okay, you see a point guard who's like a high major point guard. Mm-hmm. Average size, maybe 6'1" to 6'3", 6'4", something like that.
Now,
before they were a lot smaller. I feel like the guy, not to get off subject, but like a guy like Cootie. I felt like he was born about probably 15 years too late. But if he would have came up in the 90s, he could have been like Rod Strickland or somebody.
Top 10 pick without scoring.
Yeah, just how his style of play. Because look at all the point guards in the league who didn't score.
That's a fact.
Like they just ran the team. So I feel like that was just a prime example right there. Just right time, right circumstances.
Help on, bro. Like Cootie was him.
Yeah.
Did he win after Trevor left?
They lost him a game winner in the championship.
In the championship, but that's the testament
at the buzzer. Like.
That's the testament. Then he went to in Cal.
I think he went to I forgot what JUCO he went to.
He went JUCO first. Then he went to
Cal State Fullerton.
They made it to the tournament though.
Yeah, or Bakersfield. One of them.
He led the nation in assists. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shout out to Cootie, bro. But even the Trevor Lacey's, the JP's, the John Petty's, the Javen Johnsons. We talking about Levi Randolph's pros.
Yeah.
That you was with in the 9th, 10th grade. Did you see that potential in them then? Or was it just this my job, I'm training and just not whoever come through, but you know what I'm saying? Like I'm a trainer because this is what I do. Did you see it?
Well, it was like with Levi and them, I didn't really start getting in the gym with them until they were already pros.
But JP was in the gym with him 9th grade.
But Javen, I'm like, if I see like, man, I see you growing at a fast rate.
Yeah.
And he has some shit already. I'm like,
thanks.
You can be a pro. I think I might have told him like, man, you can be a pro. I don't think he believed it.
At the time he probably did.
And I think that was like kind of one of the main factors. Like once he started believing he could be a pro, that's when his game went to the next level. Like when he went to DePaul and all that. Because then he started. I'm like, man, you can't be spending the whole summer in the deck. Like, man, go somewhere where other pros is at. Like
he had to leave Troy too.
Yeah.
I think, and I'm gonna end up talking to him about it because he the next guest. But I think he went to Detroit on some. It'll look weird if I go somewhere lower than this. If that makes sense. It was like he I don't know if he knew if he didn't know.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the right situation. Sometimes you go places and you find it out.
Right.
But it didn't take long where he was like, all right.
And I think with
Iowa State too.
Yeah, I think with Javen.
Yeah.
You know, he had dealt with some injuries
he did.
Like his sophomore and junior year. So I think he may have been like, let me just lock in case something happens.
Yeah, that's
then
true.
I can go ahead and I'm still good either way.
Because it's D1.
Yeah, so I think he kind of ran into that. But yeah, it was like, I'm like, because I think I went and watched him because he played against Audici Tony when he was at Pittsburgh.
Yep.
Yeah, so I went there for the game. I'm like, bro, like both of y'all. Y'all can go, man.
Right.
Just trust your game. Like, whatever you struggling on, that's what you got to focus on in the summer.
Yep.
Like, so if you struggling with that corner three, most guys don't have the luxury to be like a PG or somebody, just they let you just pat it as much as you want to. You might have to go stand in that corner and lock up.
So if
you getting, we might talk about it a little bit earlier.
Like my man PJ Tucker.
Yeah, like if you only getting 5 or 6 shots a game, you got to be making 3 or 4 every single time.
You have to.
Like, so then it was okay. The coach can trust you. So now it was like if somebody go down, I can insert you. Now you got a little bit more leeway. Now you start getting to your bag now.
Facts. Facts.
That and just always and like guys who growing up, any guys who were older than me that who always kind of just like got there perspective on different players.
Right.
So that's what kind of like one of my cousins, Derek Blunden, he actually played. He's probably graduated high school in the early '80s.
Okay.
But he had went down. He played at Chipola, and he was signed to go to.
Damn, Chipola was rocking like that in the '80s.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing about Derek was when he graduated high school, he was like a 6'3" point guard.
Mm-hmm. That's big though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But the thing was, his game evolved. He was 6'7".
In college.
After the freshman year at Chipola.
Oh, okay.
So after he seen him grow, I think he was signed to go play at Houston with Akeem.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn, he was like that.
He was like that, yeah. And Clyde.
Yeah, but I think he had gotten into some trouble, and that was
life shit.
Yeah. But so whenever I seen somebody good or who I thought was good, I would ask him.
And he'll tell you a whole different perspective.
So he's seen it from the scope of like, man.
Yeah.
I was that nigga. Like, I can see what he does well. Okay. So I would always get his perspective on different players, and that helped me out a lot. So then I would just be like, I would always value other people's opinions instead of like, I see him one time, oh, he's nice, and that's all it is. It was like somebody may have seen him somewhere else, and he ran into another guy.
He ran into another dog, and he was a pup.
Yeah, like we were talking about Sebastian Telfair.
Shout out Bassy.
Like Bassy, 8th grade.
Yep.
All-star game at ABCD.
First one ever.
That he's him. It was just like, man, they got to get slammed with Bron.
6th grade, Sports Illustrated.
That same year he was on the slam with Bron was when he ran in Sean Livingston.
That was the year.
So everywhere he went, it was a target on his back.
Yeah.
So it was like, you got to respect it for him staying top 5 for so long.
True.
It was like, it's
OJ.
hard. Yeah, exactly.
You seen OJ close up.
I saw OJ. We had an AU tournament in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I saw Bill Walker. He was just on some. I'm warming up. I'm taking off from the free throw line in the warm-up.
Vince Carter.
And I'm like, who is this?
You're right.
These dudes is at 8th grade. I'm like, what? I'm like, this dude I seen on TV. If you like, that's
Bill Walker and OJ Mayo, man. That was. Whew. That's when I knew it was levels.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I first seen him at ABCD, it was just like I'm Alabama good.
Mm-hmm.
But same thing I was telling Cookman, shout out to Perspective Element Podcast. When I first seen D Rose and them guys, and Kyrie as an 8th grader, Lance Stevenson as a 7th grader, I'm like, damn.
Yeah, they threw Lance out to the Wolves too.
Early.
Man, you had to.
But look where you went to Lincoln, look where you coming
behind.
You got to. And that's leading up to my next question. And I want to preface this too to everybody. This particular podcast today, this one is a basketball podcast. So if it ain't for you, that's okay. That's cool. So talk to us about the current state of basketball where it is now, men and females, because we seeing the Caitlin Clarks.
Yeah.
We seeing the Angel Reese's. We seeing the South Carolina girls. We seeing like the NIL money. Because I always say a lot of people and with me, my age group and before me, I ain't gonna say we came too early, pause. But it's like pause, that was crazy.
Definitely.
The NIL, it wasn't legal.
Yeah.
Niggas was getting paid under the table. Now Degree deodorant can come give you a bag and it's cool. Yeah. So talk to us about just the current state, even about how because I know you a real basketball head. How basketball now is just either the 3-point shot or a dunk. The mid range don't exist no more.
Yeah, you gotta be like a lot of it. They don't work on it for one. Like
True.
if you still look at the lead scorers in the league, they got it.
The KDs,
Kyrie,
mid range all day.
They got the mid. The best scorers are always gonna have that in their game.
Fact.
But you have like a lot of programs. It's like they want to run their program like they're the Warriors. So it was just like you don't have Steph and Clay or KD. So it was like, why are y'all shooting all these threes? Like that's what you run into. So it turns into like a bad brand of basketball because there's so many people shooting threes that aren't prolific shooters like that. So that's kind of what you run into. So I think that kind of makes it harder for coaches to gauge talent because it's like if you're not athletic and can't shoot, it's like can he play?
Can he play? Right.
Like even like Joker, it was like if you see him, it was like he don't look the part.
Nothing special.
But you let him get down and play 5-on-5. He getting every rebound, dropping every dime.
I'm a bust your ass.
He's a winner.
Yeah.
And a lot of kids, I feel like that's probably one of the bigger issues is I feel like they play too much and they start to devalue the winning.
True.
So it's like, all right, I'm gonna play 4 to 6 AAU games, and we can lose all 6. We gonna play 6 more next week.
Yep.
It don't really matter.
It don't really matter. Yep.
Or you get like kids coming, like say you get out of your state tournament in high school, they're going straight to AAU. Like
the day after.
They not working on their game. Okay, you shot 20% from 3 this year. You playing in more games isn't going to increase that percentage.
It's not.
You're still the same type of shooter.
Right.
Like you got to get in the gym and work on your game speed, game reps,
yep.
like game intensity.
Yep.
Every single time you get in the gym. Like, no, I'm gonna just chill today. Like, bro, there's somebody somewhere else who's putting that work in.
Gym reps.
Yeah.
Do you think women's college basketball is better than men's today?
I feel like
I'm not saying better players. I'm saying like, do you think because what these women doing, bro, this is they hooping.
Yeah, the one plus is it was like you keep your good players in school for longer for college. Women's college
you
basketball.
Right. You got to stay for what, 3?
At least 4.
At least, yeah.
So you get the best players are in school longer, so that makes it naturally better anyway.
True.
Unless now it's like with so many schools like before, like when just Cal and Duke was.
Yep.
Well, I say Cal, I mean Kentucky.
Yeah.
And when just Kentucky and Duke were the only schools getting the one and dones, like that was what it was.
That's what it was.
Like now it's like you might have like your top 25 stars. It may be 12, 13 different programs.
Yep.
So now it's like it's more older guys who aren't pro level players in college basketball, in men's college basketball.
Do you think the one and done watered the game down?
I mean, not really.
Not really.
Because it was still old guys out there.
Yeah.
I feel like when it was like once you start getting other programs going after one and dones, like when the Bamas and the Auburns, like shoot, you get
the playing field even.
Yeah, like if JD went to Kentucky, it's a totally different story right now.
JP
too.
Yeah.
But they go to Bama. It was like they still have good careers, but it's different now. That's like instead of him being at Kentucky, he's at Bama. So now Kentucky squad not that good, but Bama's a little bit better. So it's starting to balance.
Auburns,
the
Tennessees.
Yeah,
you right.
Then it was like you gotta start getting a lot of these older coaches out of there too.
Yeah,
so
you do.
Like once you start getting, like,
you do.
You gotta get that new regime because Boeheim and them, they ain't been around for so long, just running the game. Yeah, it was like y'all were old then. I was just like, y'all 80 years old, still coaching. It was just like,
and some Nick Saban shit.
Yeah, and it turns into like, I'm just going to play for him type.
Yeah, that's basically what it became. Because in college, the college coaches be bigger than the program.
Exactly.
They do, and being and going through it, they make it about them too. I'm not saying all of y'all, but a lot of y'all make it about y'all.
Right.
I had that personally. Let's make a transition, and we getting closer to the end. Talk before we, before we get to this either or game. Talk to us about, bro. It's kind of a couple part question. When did you decide that okay, I want to get married? After you get married, talk to us about the difficulties about marriage.
Yeah.
And having a family, having kids. When did your mindset transfer to? Yeah. And you how old now?
Man, I'm 30. I just turned 38.
Okay.
So,
congrats.
Probably. Man, I'll be honest. Probably about 30.
About 30. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's what it takes. That's what it takes.
And it really, it kind of just. Like when my granddad was sick, like that was like one of the last things he told me. He was like, "Man, I want to see you get married." I was like, "All right,
settle down."
Yeah. And Andrea, she been riding with me, man.
Shout out to wifey.
Yeah. So it's like that was like one of the ways my business took off because she would always be there with the camera. Like she would take pictures for me, she would record for me, all that. So yeah, probably about 30 because I got married in 2018. So yeah, I got married when I was 32. So yeah, it was just. Doing that, then it just slows you down in a sense. Like you're not worried about chasing them.
None of that.
Yeah,
the bullshit.
Just like they still come at you either way. So
they come at you more when you married.
Exactly. Those are the ones you gotta worry about.
That's a fact. The vultures.
Yeah.
The snipers.
Yeah, then the kids, I mean, that's just...
How many kids you got?
I got 2.
Okay.
I got, and it's like
2 girls?
Yeah, they 15 and 4. So...
You got a 15-year-old?
Yeah.
Word?
Yeah.
She in Ohio?
She here.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Y'all just be chilling, man. She don't be in the gym no more.
Yeah, okay, got you. Okay, all right, my bad, bro. I ain't know. Yeah.
So,
but that's a vast difference, 15 and 4.
Yeah. So but doing that, like, it helps in a sense, because it was like, when I left the crib, I was like, hey, because Andrea was going, like, hey, Jackie, go chill with you for a little bit. Mm-hmm. She cool with it. Jackie cool with it, too.
Facts. So you're a girl's dad.
Yeah, so just being able to just, like you said, like, kind of, and when it was kind of like a blessing and a curse, like with my granddad being sick, it was like, it kind of got me to just balance everything out and not be so, because before, it was like, I was just all basketball all the time.
That's it.
So now I just like, man, I need to just chill. Like, man, if it's a family reunion or something going on, man, get to it, man. Forget that tournament.
Yeah.
Because you can only got one family.
Yeah.
So doing stuff like that, then just always being there for your kids. Yeah. That's the main thing. They just want support.
That's it.
That's the main
Kids don't care about money. It's the time.
Yeah.
It's the time.
Support, stability.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. Like, that's all I go on.
So before you got married or after you got married was when this thought process you got now. Yeah. Meaning like stability, support, being there, you know what I'm saying? Like spending
just like, I mean, I don't want to keep talking about it, but like my granddad being sick.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. He was detrimental to your life. Yeah.
Then my dad passed probably maybe 7 months later.
Okay.
So that was just, I started crying.
Right,
like
now you good, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, like, so that kind of fucked up.
Yeah. So tell me this. What's next? What's next for Jet? What's next? We did the B Elite. We didn't coach. We didn't did the director's version. We didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's next? What's now?
Man,
in this current state for you?
Shoot, I mean, you may have saw it, but I'm starting a North Alabama basketball club.
Okay.
And it's more so just to get like coaches together, AU guys together, trainers, players, parents, and just like have just like a system involved. So it was just like, man, like, okay, if you got like, say we got a kid who's in 7th grade, like, hey, he looks good.
Right.
So we gonna make sure he gets with the best skills trainer, best strength guy,
all the way around,
best a
club.
Team,
that's why you called it that. Okay.
Yeah, so it was like, it's not like, hey,
I like that, bro.
Oh, it's not like we doing it. It's not like this is our team, but we go make sure you navigate this the right way.
You in the right places where you need to be.
Then with parents too, it's a resource for you. It's like, so if you looking for a trainer or whoever, it was like, we got people for
a hub.
Yeah. Then like it's a resource for everyone.
Yeah.
So like the trainers out there, it was just like, man, I've been training for so long, I can help you out in that perspective, business wise, marketing wise. Then it was like, people, I want to get a gym built. I got like realtors on the board, people in the banking field, so you know what you got to do to break the ground and get it done.
Right.
It was like, instead of just, because around here you get a whole lot of people who just talk. And there's no action.
Especially Decatur. Niggas just talk. It don't be no action behind none of that.
So kind of just getting the ball rolling on stuff. So I want to do that and just really just get that going. Keep on with the elite. Probably working on. I want to do a Georgia and Alabama game next year, as far as like a senior showcase.
Hey, and I appreciate you letting me coach the one big league game you did, bro.
Always, huge. And it was like, man, after it was like just dealing with COVID, that almost had me like 1 foot out the door.
Right.
Because it was just so much you had to deal with around that time. But just having JD come up here 3 times.
That's a fact.
Because like junior year, we had the game when he matched up with Tommy Murray.
Oh man,
but it was like, it was like people knew Tommy more at the time
more than
JD. But I was like, but I've been watching JD since he was in 9th grade.
Been watching.
I'm like, when he come up here, he gonna destroy this.
Facts.
So I was like, man,
and he did.
He came through to the reverse
at the end of the game. Last play of the game, wasn't he? I was like, the reverse between the legs.
I was like, he doing that in the game.
Oh my God, bro! Tommy was him too,
still
though.
Had a 40 piece.
Yeah.
It was, but then it was like after that, it was like JD's games went from like, yeah, I'm like local good to like, hey, you gotta go see him. Like, no matter where you're at.
I gotta go see him.
Because then the following year when it was over at Jemison, it was like, man, you gotta think, I could only sell like 800 tickets. It was people driving 3-4 hours away with no ticket. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. It's COVID going on.
Yeah.
Like,
but that's how huge he was though.
Yeah. It was just JD was crazy. Then like that game alone, it helped out Malcolm from Anniston. Nobody knew who he was because he had been dealing with injuries for like 2 years in a row.
But the spotlight was brought on him. That's a fact. But that's a testament to what you put together too though. And like I said, I know you play the back, so you don't look for.
Yeah.
We know you don't. Real niggas don't. We know that. We know you don't look for it. But at the same time, bro, fishermen see other fishermen from afar.
Right.
You feel me? And I'm giving you your flowers.
Appreciate it.
I'm giving you your flowers. So we only got a few more minutes. We're gonna wrap this up. But bro, I got a game that I play at the end of every pod. It's called Either Or. Right. Down?
Yeah, man.
First question. 10-part question. Damn. As a whole, right? As a whole, Ohio or Alabama?
From what perspective?
I can't say where you rather be because obviously if you want to be in Ohio, you could be in Ohio.
Yeah.
But just from let's say for what you doing.
Yeah.
The business that you in.
For me, I would say I became a man in Alabama, so I would choose Alabama.
Alabama, that's where you became.
My family is in Ohio.
In Ohio, yeah.
It's hard for me to leave here.
Yeah, I know, because you've been here.
Yeah, it was like shit, because I'm 38 now. I've been here over half my life.
Fact.
So
you have.
It's cool.
You're Alabamian now. That's a fact.
So it was like finally with JD going to Bama.
Yeah.
Kool-Aid. Because Kool-Aid was like that year before I was going to have an underclassman again. Kool-Aid was locked in.
Oh, but he was good too,
yeah,
bro. Hooping.
Kool-Aid had Power 5 basketball offers without. This was like Kansas, like so.
Damn, so where you from? I know you're from Alabama, but I'm saying where you from?
Pinson, right outside Birmingham.
Pinson Valley.
Yeah, because then me and boy, Jamie Lee, he was hating. He was like, oh yeah, you can't have no underclassmen all-star game. I'm like, they was like they wouldn't sanction it. I was like, all right, whatever. That's y'all's rules. That's what it is.
I'ma just shut up when it come to that. I ain't even gonna get into that because that was my high school coach. I'm not gonna get it, but I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. Second question. From a coach, well, from a program standpoint, would you rather be the director or the coach?
Director.
Why?
Because it's probably more stress, but it's nobody over your head. Then.
It's me
it's like,
and
I'm
the end all be all.
Yeah, so
that's true.
So then you can kind of, because the coach, you got to deal with everything.
Yeah, you do.
Because a lot of like, all right, I'm not gonna take it to the director unless it's just must.
Yeah, it's must. Yeah.
So
yeah,
I'd rather be a director than you ain't got to deal with as much BS. But you got to do more work, like you said, on the back end, Pauls. As far as like your
paperwork, network,
marketing, all that, getting your practice stuff locked in. You want everything to be as smooth as possible for your coaches. They can just go there, show up, and run the team. But see, that's a good director though. Yeah.
Everybody not like that. And you coaches, I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of advice. I ain't saying you gotta do it. But as a coach, when you're dealing with parents, tell your parents, you cannot come to me about no playing time until you show up to 3 practices in a row. Your kids, you can put whatever number you want on it. It could just be 1 practice.
Yeah.
But where do you earn your playing time at, Jared?
Man, unless you...
If you on a school team, where do you earn your playing time at?
Practice, unless you just like that.
If you like that...
Yeah, it's different. That's a totally different talk.
Bro, and I might not even get hired after this behind this, but if he like that, I don't give a damn if he show up to practice or not.
You got to deal with it.
He's him.
Because you
got to deal with it.
My high school coach, we had a dude named Jamel Atkins. He was a year older than me.
Yeah.
I remember I was telling you about those. It was a high major at every single school we
played. Right.
He had a checklist. Like, I dunked on every single one of them. This was when he was in 10th grade. He dunked on Keith Jackson.
I know Keith Jackson.
Who went to Xavier.
Yeah.
It was such a big deal. Like, before we had the game that day, like, our school made an announcement, like, hey, we playing against Purcell Marion. They got the #1 shooting guard in the country, Keith Jackson. I was like, what?
This how major it was, though.
And he came. Yeah. I knew he was different because at the time, this was 01. he was out there hooping in Concourse, and that was just unheard of.
When he was hooping in Concourse? He was like that.
Yeah, he catch on the elbow, fading away. I'm like, yeah. Then Mel called him like baseline, short corner, dropped it off. One of the hardest one-hand dunks.
Just went straight up.
Straight up, boom. I was like, damn.
That's leading into my next question. When it comes into sports, what do you think that proceeds more, right? Mm-hmm. Politics or talent? What proceeds more? We know politics is always in everything you do. It's in everything you do. But what do you think? Do you think talent overall, like it trumps everything, or do you think it's like case to case?
Yeah, I feel like once you starting to get to the
sports
highest, you got the playoffs on now.
Yeah,
like if you're trying to get to the league, it's a lot of politics involved because there's some talented dudes who just
there's more talented dudes who's not in the NBA,
or you got guys who are super talented that don't have the discipline to stay in the league.
Facts.
It was like I would say politics and just playing your cards right is the biggest thing because it was like, man, if you can be super nice, but it was like, all right, he always getting in trouble, or he got like a weed charge. So now they don't want to take a chance. It's gonna always proceed what you got going on.
Yep.
So just dealing with that, just having a good team behind you, just to manage them type of situations, so you can have somebody too. Like have a big homie who can help you get through the politics because they can be frustrating. It was like,
oh my God.
Because you can be super talented, but something it's just not enough.
It's just not enough. You gotta play the game with them. You gotta kiss ass.
Exactly. You gotta plan the right tournament, right events. So it was like, because some guys like with JP for example. Like I mean, he made the Jordan game, but people were like surprised he didn't make McDonald's. But it was like a lot of voters for McDonald's. He may have skipped something or something made for them not to vote him.
That was my problem. Mm-hmm. I ain't go to 5-star. But at the time, I didn't know. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
At that time, you had to go.
At that time, you had to go to 5-star. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So they put Chris Wright ahead of me. They went to Georgetown. Not dating Chris Wright.
I remember him,
Yeah, I know you remember that Georgetown Chris Wright, but Boo Williams was his coach.
Oh, yeah, Boo Williams.
Boo Williams, the Boo Williams tournament. He's plugged. This is AI's high school AAU coach.
Yeah,
he's
on every board. Hoop Summit.
That's what I'm telling you. Yeah. So Wig voted for me. R.I.P. to Wig, but Mark did too.
Yeah.
But it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Which is, I didn't mean to make it about me. I'm just saying it went in from what you were saying. You got to go to the right things and do the right things.
He'll look out for them VA, Virginia, DMV kids.
And then we go from, at the time I'm number 7, he number 12. The week of the McDonald's.
Wow, okay.
I go to 12, he go to 7. It's an inside job, bro. I ain't did nothing wrong. I just didn't go to 5-star.
Right. Then a lot of times, it's like, just around that time, it was like the respect level for Alabama basketball wasn't there.
It didn't exist.
Yeah, because when I was coming up, we ran into, we didn't play them. Yeah. But we saw the Lasers at Boo Williams.
Who's at that team? Who's on the team?
I think Richard was young. He might have been on the 16.
So Chad Moore.
It was Chad, Mike Ford.
Courtney Beasley.
So I was like, they was like, they from Alabama. I'm like, what part? They were like, I think they from Huntsville. I'm like, for real?
Yeah, like
they hooping like that.
Yeah, exactly. Because I used to have people ask me, like, bro, what's in Alabama? A whole bunch of farms and cows and shit. I'm like, nah. Like it is, but it's not.
Every state has spots.
The country part, but they think when they hear Alabama, it's football.
Yeah, they think like you in.
It's football.
Like the Klan or something.
Exactly.
That's what they think.
Like the whole city. The whole state is Coleman. And niggas don't even go to Coleman. Niggas stop going to Coleman.
Because I saw Mike Ford, like outside of Bron, he was like the first one I seen. Like,
Mike Ford.
Like milling off the one leg in the game. Like, damn.
Facts. Mike Ford went to where? Did he go to, I'm talking about high school.
He was at Johnson.
Then
he was, I think Cal told him, like, bro, all you got to do, I think he had to go to like Winchendon or something, prep. They was like, if you can last, you'll be in Memphis and we go get you so lit. He didn't make it through the prep year.
That's most of the time.
That's politics.
Yeah, that's politics.
It was like you didn't play the game how you were supposed to. It was like if you would have did that, your whole trajectory would have
changed. Yeah. You right. Question 4. 10 minutes. High school wise, we're gonna zoom through this. High school wise, John Petty and Trevor Lacey. That's tough.
Man.
That's tough.
I
got Trevor.
Yeah, I would say I would lean towards Trevor because he has a more people can play his style. So you saw like a lot more kids just getting that little bop to their head and the pull up. Like you can see that more. But then you saw like JP's effect too in different ways, like with the hair. Like everybody was rocking the hair.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Impact. I'm big on impact.
Yeah.
You so are.
The impact was. It's kind of like whatever you like for it. I mean, I like Trevor's game more. But tit for tat, they about the same.
If you had to pick in high school, 12th grade, who would you pick?
Ooh, 12th grade. 12th grade, I would go JP, just because I know inside. I know Trevor was coming off an injury.
Sure, you knew inside.
But 10th grade, Trevor was a pro, easy.
He played with us in the 8th grade. Southeast Leagues on our 8th
I saw him. I was like, oh, him.
Yeah.
I think Reggie was really good at a young age.
Shout out to Tupac.
I saw Reggie catch one backwards off the rim at Grissom.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God.
Boom. He did.
They were like, these dudes in 8th, 9th grade. I'm like,
short, stout.
Yeah. I'm like, they let them play. I was like, yeah. I was like, oh.
Yeah. Couldn't even play regular league football. He was that good.
Yeah.
He was that good.
Trevor was tough.
Yeah, Trevor was. Got you. LeBron to Jordan.
Man, he really put me on.
Yeah, you stopped then you could. LeBron and Jordan.
Man.
And you was there with LeBron. Like you watched LeBron. You the same age. You know what I'm saying? And you watched Mike.
Yeah.
You was there for Mike. Not us watching YouTube, because not say us. The kids now watching YouTube clips. We was there when it was WGN. For us it was Channel 14 watching the Bulls. Yeah. I mean, WGN. I go back that far.
Like I never get it like into the conversation.
Yeah.
But it's like without Mike, I don't think we have LeBron. It was just like because he saw where he needed to be. It was like same with Kobe. It was just like Mike was the standard. So if you the standard, you always got to pick him.
You always got to pick Mike. Is it the shoes?
That's the part.
I've been trying to tell y'all this.
Yeah, it was like
that helped the legend become like unreachable.
Yeah.
You're unreachable because of the shoes, not because of the shoes, but that help.
But those two shoes, both of them billionaires. I mean, you can't go.
So you picking Jordan?
I go Mike. Yeah.
I still go LeBron. But I'm with you.
Yeah.
All right.
And it's not even about.
It's not a knock on
being better. It was because if we having to talk about basketball and it was just like the only person you can say is better is Jordan. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You put it in perspective. Which era? 2000 to 2010 or 2011 to 2020?
Ooh.
For you personally.
Oh, me personally, I would say like that 2000, 2010.
Why do everybody always pick the last era? Like why? Not when I say last, I mean the first. I don't mean to say last. I'm talking about like why would you say you would have picked the 2000s before?
I'll say this because you had T-Mac.
No.
Oh.
You.
Oh, me?
Not basketball. You. My bad. I should have perfected the question better. My bad. I apologize. You. Your time in your life. From 2000 to 2010 or 11 to 20?
Shit, still the first one.
That didn't change name. It didn't change name.
It was like you had, some of my favorite players was in that era.
Yeah.
Like you had AI, T-Mac, Vince, Bron coming up, KG, even big man, KG,
Kobe, Paul Pierce, Steve Francis.
Yeah, it was stacked.
Gilbert Arenas.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, it was. Baron Davis.
Yeah, Baron was one of my favorite players.
Come on, bro.
Because even like the ladder, it was like those guys were still like Kobe and them like they were still playing at a high level. Like some of them dudes are still on the all-decade team for 2010 to 2020.
That's a fact.
So
Rasheed Wallace.
Yeah,
guys like that. Yeah,
it was tough.
You right. Good answer, bro. Okay, we're gonna switch it up a little bit. Loyalty and respect.
I need the respect.
I need it.
Yeah.
I
don't need you to be loyal, but you gonna respect me.
But you gonna respect me. Yeah.
Because as long as it's a respect factor, we can draw that line there. Like, I don't need you for nothing.
Facts. As long as you respect me, we good.
We good, yeah.
Got you. Drake or Kendrick, man? Drake or Kendrick?
Drake.
Drake.
I'm simple,
I know you,
man.
Kendrick.
I'm not into the bars.
I know.
I fuck with Drake though.
I do too.
Kendrick is hard.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I don't want to put this out too. Kendrick, we waiting on you, but that rap shit ain't gonna work. It's not going to work. You need more than that.
Yeah.
You need more than that. I'm sorry, going against a heavyweight like this, the top in the game. That rapidy rap.
And Drake is a real like pop superstar.
That's what I'm saying. And he petty. Mm-hmm. Which is what's going on now. The pop this, the AI pop this.
He might DM your wife or he might DM your wife or something.
He might DM your wife or something.
Now we gotta take it there.
You're right. That rapidy rap shit ain't gonna work. All right, the last three, bro. Last two. Which one means the most today? AAU ball, school ball. That's bold, Jared. That's bold. AAU ball mean more than school ball today?
Yeah, for the players.
Oh, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I just didn't think that would be your answer.
Yeah. Because like, I always look at it from every perspective.
Yeah.
Because it's like, there's no other, if you trying, I feel like, for like a kid who just want to play basketball, probably the school ball is more important, but if you're trying to get to the
next level is AAU.
It was like AAU because it's nowhere else like EYBL, Adidas, all that where you can get 200-300 coaches in one spot to watch you play.
Sitting beside each other.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a fact. This is the last question, bro. And before I ask you this, I want to thank you again, my nigga.
Always.
Thank you, bro. We've been locked in for about 6 years.
Yeah, she probably
longer than that.
I think I got some film on you playing over at
we used to Carrie Matthews
like 2015.
Yeah, I shout out for tearing it down too, man. They about to.
Okay.
They're gonna build. Shout out to my pops, Big Rico. They building another gym across the street. There's gonna be 2 gyms in one.
Okay.
All right. So before I ask you this last question, because we ain't got that long, just talk very, very, very briefly on the documentary. Okay. My documentary is coming out soon. Married to the Game. Mm-hmm. That's my documentary. We've been working on it for a little bit. Just a quick second on, just a little quick plug.
It was just, I felt like you always had like the best story as far as like the hoop. I didn't even being the best player, but just the story, like the guys you came across. A lot of people wasn't in them type of rooms. Like,
Facts.
You know, Sonny Vaccaro, was it Mark Kamara,
yep.
all them type of
Wig.
Yeah, Wig. Yep. Hidden ABC. How many guys from Alabama played in? Did anybody from around here play in ABCD?
Nah.
Yeah.
So DJ.
Okay.
Me and DJ.
So just having that perspective at that time, who was there? It was just like, so I always thought that was cool. And just seeing what you got going on. I thought it was a good story. That's what I'm always into, like just the storytelling of basketball.
Facts. And I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you, bro.
So
and not even on no bragging and none of that. I thank you, bro, for real.
So let Pops know. I got messaged him and he didn't hit me back either.
I got you.
Yeah, I was like, I need some newspaper clips.
We got all of it. You ain't everybody. I had to ask him to borrow this tonight. Mm-hmm. So you ain't got to worry about this. So all right, bet, bro. The last question we're gonna get up out of here, and this is a funny one. Which one is worse, Jared? Fake chains or Burger Jordans? You heard me, JJ.
The Burger Jordans took on a
which is fake Jordans. It did.
Like, I didn't think it was gonna catch on like that.
The double cheeseburgers.
That's dating slang right there.
Yeah,
that's
when
where
it
I got it from.
took off down here though, because you the person I got it from. Like, damn, you got on some burgers.
I feel like fake chains is worse.
I do too.
Because you can have some fake shoes on and still go hop in a decent car. I feel like your chain, like everything has to add up. Like if you got on like a buzz down chain, probably like 100,000, like. I need to see you in like a
what kind of car you?
S500
That's
outside.
a fact because it got to match. It got to match.
Like, but you just hopping in somebody else's car.
That's
I'm like, nah, this
your
ain't
neck green.
This ain't adding up.
Yeah, it's nasty work. Y'all gotta stop wearing all them fake ass chains too.
Look where you're at. Like I know you're not doing nothing to make that type of money. Like
you work at G. You got on $100,000 chain. Yeah,
but
y'all niggas
what they buying now? What is it? The Moissanite?
I know.
So,
nasty work.
Yeah, like They say it look real, but the diamonds be like yellow and red.
Yeah.
When you shine on them.
It be the glass joint. Mm-hmm. So what about when you see a pair of fakes? Do you know it off the bat? Like, ooh, them fakes.
Some of them you can just go by the shape. They look like I'm holding a bun. Pause. Like that's how I look. They fold up, all that. I was just like, yeah, man.
I had to ask you that because the burgers, bro. Every time you post something about that, bro, it be so funny, my nigga. Like the double cheeseburgers. Like, damn, bro, you really went about them fake J's?
Oh, because like I'll see people with super limited off-whites selling them. I'm like, why you have a full size run of off-white? Where did you get them? They don't even sell them here.
Right. Where did you? And how did you get them?
Yeah, how you get every single size?
Right.
You're selling them for retail. Like, that makes no sense.
No, yeah, at all. It don't.
I'm not sure if you ever heard about it, but you remember, was it Garen who used to play at Decatur?
Garen Seal.
Yeah, I think he was working at Finish Line.
Yeah. He in the Army now.
Yeah. And somebody came in there. I think it was one year when the Concords had dropped. It was a reseller came in there. I think the manager got in trouble.
Right.
But I think he had bought all the Concords, but gave them counterfeit money.
Oh, yeah. He bought, when the Concords dropped that time, he bought all of them.
Counterfeit bread.
When did they find out?
I think once when they took the money to the bank.
Got you. Yeah, you gonna find out then. Yeah. You right.
They go through it.
Yeah, they know it.
And he ain't had a bread to cover it.
So, damn, he ain't get no trouble though, did he?
I don't know if he got arrested. He got fired for sure.
Oh, damn. Shout out to Gary, man. I ain't seen you in so long.
He didn't get fired.
Okay, all right.
He was working there. It was a man.
Somebody took the money, how they do. Okay, got you, man.
He just told me the story. I was like, yeah, they was true.
That's wild. Yeah. I ain't know, man. Thank you again, Jared.
Yeah, always.
Thank you again, man. Hey, man, like, subscribe, comment.
Definitely.
I don't care if you comment on my shit and just go crazy, talk about how I ain't good, I ain't none of that. That's cool. It's more traction. That's cool. Like, subscribe, share, bro. This has been another edition of the Wild Out Podcast. This is my guy, Jared Jones. Be elite. Thank you, brother.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We out, man.